Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight, it's the Thursday opener for the new NFL season between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. With fall around the corner, football is back, America, and we're underway on EA Sports. Here comes Jalen Waddle from his end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. Right to the air is Rodgers. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Rodgers going to throw. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
Here's Mostert. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Bronco touchdown. Raheem Mostert, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Broncos are on the board here first in the season opener. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. So the shotgun snap to Allen. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. So cancel the interception, pass interference.
And you know what else gets canceled? The return yardage. Makes the play, but now it's all for naught.
A handoff, Jacobs running to the left. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the Broncos' 30-yard line.
On play action, Allen. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
An 8-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This is caught by Evans. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Throw over the middle. He finds Williams. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And he starts his new year off on the right foot as well, as this kick is good. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Rodgers now on 1st down. That's going to be caught by Waddle. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Now a play fake. Rodgers. He'll buy some time right. That's complete to Lazard. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And it's 3rd and 4 now. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like he did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
Well, how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right?
Oh, he tries to give it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
The mistake there by the offense, Charles. They tried to pick on a Pro Bowl corner in coverage there, and not the smartest decision. He reminded him that he was a Pro Bowl corner with not only the pick, but the pick 6.
And those guys who have that designation, sometimes they get a little bit bored in games because people try to avoid them. They absolutely love it when they get challenged, and it's a chance to remind everyone exactly why they were tabbed as one of the best in the league the prior season.
Waddle will return this from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt.
A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back.
And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it?
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Broncos are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Well, his arm strength never an issue, but this one winds up in the wrong hands.
Oh, the coverage here is just terrific because when it's done really well, sometimes you can't distinguish whether it's the receiver or the defensive back the ball's intended for. He actually ran with him in perfect motion and able to make a big-time play.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. And he will lose yardage here back to his own 6. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Here's Rodgers to throw. Flush to his right. He's got a man. Complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards. On play action, Rodgers.
And this one too low.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Rodgers again now. Able to find Lazard. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And all the way home for a Broncos score.
And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Their own 20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Allen. And he'll be hit as he releases it. Incomplete.
Incomplete. Brings up 3rd down and 10.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Allen. He finds his target. It's Evans. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. From midfield, here's Allen.
Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
So they're going for it, and here's Allen. And a catch right side by Evans. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Well, he reminded us that he was a 1,000-yard receiver a year ago as he starts off week 1 picking up right where he left off. He told us at the end of the preseason he was primed for a big year. He just gave us excellent evidence of his belief.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jacobs. So he stopped for no gain, and that will bring up 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
Allen now looks to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. Kyle Pitts, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are going to take the lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
How about the first half he's putting together? Well over 100 yards already with that last catch. And to me, they'd be well served to keep looking his way. A number of big plays already in this one.
He'll get this to Lazard. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Charles, a nice play there, wasting no time making his presence felt for this defense.
And you know, we heard the same conversation around the league. A lot of people were surprised that he was available, and they let him go, and now he's going to make a big-time impact with his new squad.
On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. And he will find his man Chase complete. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
Rodgers to throw for it on 4th. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. And meanwhile, Allen's throw going into the hands of Williams. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Allen off the play fake. Looking for Evans, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. But Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
A final shot before half for Rodgers. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert powers through him. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Play action. Now it's Allen. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme, and you can drop anyone out of your defensive.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Mike Evans, 33 yards.
And the Chargers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead now up to 14. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to swing the tight end free downfield for the completion.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
They'll go for it. It's Rodgers. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete. But the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw once more.
Looking for the out route. He's got his man. It's Mitchell. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right.
He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacking 101. Never force the ball into double coverage, especially not this close to the goal line. The windows are so tight, you just don't want to force it in there because it could be tipped up and picked off.
Rodgers going to go on fourth down. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown.
Jamar Chase.
A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Broncos' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And they're within 7 now at 28-21.
Justin Tucker is set to kick off.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
At their own 13-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counter?
And Allen going to be intercepted for the third time.
Picked off by James Bradbury.
And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly second and long. On play action, it's Rodgers. And he'll get nothing out of that one. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up third.
He certainly did his best to find something on that run, but there just wasn't enough time to make it happen. Nice effort there, avoiding the sack and getting back to the line of scrimmage. That one certainly could have ended up worse.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. That's complete right side to Lazard.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Nice job understanding the situation. Third and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a fourth down.
Tucker's kick is good.
So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball into the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Brings up second and 5.
To throw again on second down. Allen.
That pass caught. It's Williams.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. First down, and they're going to throw with Allen.
Targeting Pitts on the out route, and he's got it complete. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 49-yard line. Allen to throw once more. Throw left side complete. That's Jacobs.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 47-yard line.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen.
Got this complete to the tight end Pitts.
And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 28.
It's a gain of 20.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. From the 24, Allen.
That's going to be caught by Pitts.
Touchdown, Chargers.
Kyle Pitts.
Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Chargers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
Waddle is going to elect to not bring this out, and instead his guys will begin at the 25-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes...
And now this is intercepted. My goodness.
And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. Well, time, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance of victory.
Yeah, and you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
That is caught inside the 5. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal.
Jacobs fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Jacobs again.
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Josh Jacobs taking it in from 2 yards out.
And the Chargers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And no doubt this is not the way that they had hoped to open their season. Thoroughly outplayed here in front of the national audience.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers dumps it off to Edwards. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. The Broncos on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time.
picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 33. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play.
And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown.
Jamison Williams.
Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And they open the lead up now to 25. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
Waddle going to bring this out of the end zone now.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Jalen Waddle. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Broncos. Tucker now to add the point after. And that'll cut the lead down now to 18.
Makes the score Chargers 49, Broncos 31. Justin Tucker set to kick off.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
20-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Kenny Moore. He's at the 50, 30, 10, 5, and he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away.
Waddle will return this from the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. He's going to let it fly. And now here's another interception.
Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. So Allen's going to look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Well, Charles, no matter what the prognosticators say before the season, whether they think you're going to be good, bad, or somewhere in the middle, you never quite know how week 1 is going to play out. But for them, it has been an impressive performance, and they are well on their way to a 1-0 start.
Yeah, it's a lot like opening up presents, isn't it, partner? You're not quite sure what's inside, but you're hopeful, right? In this case, exactly what they were looking for, exactly what they need.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And my goodness, another interception. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Chargers come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1, and to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division, you knew the motivation was going to be